Hello everyone, my name is Edgy Orcaden. Welcome to this humongous video. Uh, it is a retrospective. I kind of been holding this off because this is going to take forever. But we're going to go over the first three Sam Rami Spider-Man films and explain. Well, I kind of want to go over my points for why they're perfect and why this trilogy was the best Spider-Man trilogy we've had since. Not hating on Tom Holland yet because his franchise isn't technically done. Well, I am hating on Tom Holland because I literally have all his movies rated below these. But this video is gonna be a little different. I hope you guys can kind of enjoy it. It's a little bit different from what I normally do. I usually do rankings or reviews or whatever the hell. So we're gonna do this. This is gonna be a really long video. This is gonna be probably like 45 minutes, maybe 42. I don't really know yet. I might have to extend it because this voiceover is only set for 42 minutes. But if this goes overboard, then we'll adjust and we will do and we will conquer, But yeah. Anyway, let's get right into this. I don't want to talk anymore. We're already a minute into this, and we haven't even gone into what. So let's just start with the first Spider-Man movie. I have done a review for this with Hades Lord. That's on his channel if you want to go watch. Yeah, I did a review. The plot is pretty simple here. It's a normal origin story. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, James Franco as his best friend Harry Osborn, Kristen Dunst as Mary Jane. It's kind of just basically, the most basic Spider-Man origin you can kind of get. Peter Parker gets bitten by a radioactive spider. Nerd, weirdo, whatever the hell. Girls don't like him. Mary Jane doesn't like him yet. And, this whole movie kind of plays out as a romantic It's a romantic Spider-Man movie with Mary Jane in the picture. And then you also have Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin, Norman Osborn. You have him. You have Aunt May, Rosemary Harris, the best Aunt May in my full-hearted opinion to date. You also had I think it was something Fields for TASM. I will probably put an editor's note right here just to clarify. I think it's Sally Fields, if I'm not mistaken. Like the most basic. This is the most basic origin story you could probably get for Spider-Man, but it is the most well done. We're gonna go. How this is gonna lay out. I'll just put an editor's note. It's gonna be basically I'm gonna go over each movie, recap the movie, say what I feel about it, why it was perfect, and why it fits so well into this trilogy, and what impact it made. Basically, it's kind of like this is basically a video essay. It's a rush. You know what? Whatever. I'm done. I'm gonna shut up. But yeah, this is the most basic origin story you possibly can get for Spider-Man. This came out in 2002, so it kind of came out in the most early days. No, not really a lot of CGI. I mean, it had a good amount of CGI because of the swinging and all that stuff. And from what I know, that one lunch scene was practical. I mean, the acting here is great. I mean, you have Tobey Maguire's really fun, not fun because he's not really comedic, but you have his performance. He nails the nerdy Parker in my opinion, and I know he's a little bit older when he plays Spider-Man, but he fits. I don't care what anyone says. I know people like Tom Holland because he's young and he actually fits in with the character, and some people like Andrew Garfield because he's comedic. But this one has a lot of weight. Tobey has a lot of weight on his shoulders, and I love that about his Spider-Man. Like that's literally the best thing about him is he has a lot of weight on his shoulders. He has a lot to deal with. He has his Uncle Ben, his Aunt May to worry about. Well, until his Uncle Ben dies, and you have that whole story, And then you also have the wrestling match with Macho Man Randy Savage playing the wrestler, which is awesome. Bonesaw McGraw. I think Macho Man did a pretty good performance, even though he's not an actor. He was a wrestler, not an actor. But rest in peace, by the way. Anyway, sorry, we're going off track. This movie just made a humongous impact on the whole Spider-Man. I mean, I guess community. I mean, I don't know. It kind of jump started Marvel too. This movie was the beginning of the Marvel train, and I couldn't be more happy. You have so much good stuff about this film. The practical effects, the CGI even was kind of good. You also have Peter kind of learning how to be Spider-Man in this film. When we get into Spider-Man 2, I'll talk about that a little bit later. you just have, there's so much. You also have J. Jonah Jameson here. I forgot to mention J.K. Simmons. Uh, like, you got a lot of things here that is so important to Spider-Man. And this really motivated TASM. This is what Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland are a fan of. These were their movies too. So, I mean, I love that. And I don't know how the filmmakers used these movies as motivation to make the newer movies, but whatever. It is what it is. Also, sorry for the duplicate footage. It's only Spider-Man trailer 1 and Spider-Man 2 trailers, so my bad. Where I didn't want to do a bunch of trailers. I don't want to record Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3 trailers. Because that would be a lot of clipping, that would be a lot of editing, and I don't feel like it. Anyway, sorry, moving on. Oh my gosh. Oh my lord. The costume, I forgot to mention, the costume is a really big impact on the whole trilogy. Like, it's the same costume they use for all 3 movies. It gets only better during the franchise, and I'll explain more of that. You have Willem Dafoe's classic performance. Classic. And I mean classic performance. Like, he is so good in this role as Green Goblin. He has a lot of memes, of course. Like, you know him, you love them, whatever. Moving on. I don't care. But he's great. You also have, Kristen Dunst is tolerable in this movie. She's still not like amazing or anything, but she's tolerable. She's not super annoying in this yet until Spider-Man 2 comes around, and I'll go more into that later. The whole Green Goblin arc I love in this film. It's great. I wish Green Goblin got used again at some point, but no, because Willem Dafoe is just unreplaceable. It's really hard to replace Willem Dafoe because he really left a humongous mark on that role. And he's also been rumored to return, but I don't think it's going to happen. And if it happens, then I'll cry because he's not supposed to return. No Way Home left it out good. No more Willem Dafoe. Okay, I'm sorry. Tobey Maguire, you have his performance throughout the movie. I love his performance throughout the movie. I mean, like, the first, what was it? When did he get his powers? Like 35 minutes in, I believe he got his powers. And after the whole plot gets, jump started, when Uncle Ben dies, the movie only gets better from there. Like, it gets so good after Uncle Ben dies. And I know that sounds terrible, but, you have Nerdy Parker for, like, the first 25, 35 minutes. Gets bitten by the spider. Or not even 35 minutes. He doesn't start being Spider-Man until later. But I don't know exactly. I'll either edit or note or whatever. Or I'll just leave it at this. I love when he becomes Spider-Man. I love all of it. I love this whole film. This film is actually one of my favorite films. It is my favorite film of all time. On my Letterboxd list, also, I'll put my Letterboxd in the link of this video. I have made it very clear I love this film. In the Hades Lord review, I also said I really love this film. You have so many things. It really jump started this trilogy, and it could not be a better start to the trilogy. Seriously. Okay, I'm gonna end this voiceover section. I'm gonna probably switch over a little bit. This is all being filmed at midnight. All right. Let's jump into Spider-Man 2 now. The first movie, obviously, I talked a lot about, but the second one, I have more to say. This film stars like almost the same exact cast, just different with Alfred Molina in the cast. You also have Willem Dafoe in the flashbacks, whatever. You have Tobey Maguire, Franco, Dunce. I think there's a few others, but the main ones you need to focus on are Tobey Maguire and Alfred Molina for this film, and his, I don't know. This film follows Peter Parker on his trouble with his double life. Like, this film dives deep into that, and I love it for that. The score was composed by Danny Elfman, of course. The first one was composed by Danny Elfman, but I don't think it was used as strongly, so I didn't mention it. But, you get Danny Elfman composing. He's great, as he was in his prime at this point, so he was, oh my gosh. The music was really moving in power, like, it was powerful. You kind of felt for Peter Parker in this movie. And you also have Mary Jane being an absolute dimwit, and I hated her in this film. Absolutely hated her. As a Kristen Dunst defender, because she's a great actress outside of this, and she's not only known for this, I don't think. She's great. She is great. She's a great actress. She does what she can with the script, but oh my god, she's just a you know what? I'm just gonna, yeah, no, she's terrible. Okay, look, she is a terrible human being in this film. Sorry to keep mentioning that, but you know, you also have Peter Parker kind of going through like a midlife crisis with the double lives, and then he loses his powers, which was not really explained in the movie, but No Way Home actually explained it, surprisingly. You know, like, yeah, Peter was dealing with a midlife crisis. That's what they said in No Way Home, and I guess I'll go with it. It kind of explains. You can also have Peter like dealing with the fact that he's not getting to college classes on time, you know, not getting to his job on time. He got fired in the beginning of the movie from a pizza job, pizza time. But anyway, sorry. You know, you have so many good things about this movie. And then you also have James Franco, which classic. He's great in this film. You know, he kind of gets his own little arc. He kind of has his own side story to me. Like, you have him trying to figure out who killed his father, and it was Spider-Man. Well, he said in the first movie that he wants to avenge his father by killing Spider-Man. He doesn't know Peter Parker is Spider-Man yet, but he does figure that out later. And I'm going to also add a humongous spoiler warning in the title, so sorry for spoiling stuff. Anyway, moving on. You have Dr. Octopus played by Alfred Molina, and oh my god, masterclass of a casting. He is great in this film, and I can't say that enough. He's great. He's not as good as Willem Dafoe, but he's really good, and also he left a humongous impact on the character. There's no one else who can play Dr. Octopus. No wonder they brought him back in No Way Home, but that's besides the point. He's good in this. You know, you got everything in there. It's great. His arc in this film is kind of weird. He meets Peter, talks to him for like not even, I think he gets like 5 minutes, 10 minutes of screen time of them talking and whatever. One of the quotes he says in the film actually comes back later at the end to kind of go back to the past a little bit after he comes out of the trance of the arms. The metal arms in this film are absolutely amazing. They are practical and some CGI. They look so good. Absolutely love it. They are puppets, and I love that fact that they are puppets, because if they weren't, this film would be 10 times worse. Anyway, this is the best Spider-Man sequel of all time, and I don't think anyone can deny me of that. Unless you're a No Way Home stand and you think No Way Home is the best Spider-Man sequel, and I will shoot you in the face. Sorry. Sorry. You know, like, everyone has their opinion, but this is the best Spider-Man sequel to me, and this is the main reason why this trilogy is literally perfect. It's a good sequel. Sam Rami does so good with the action in this film. This film says BS to the Spider-Man's for kids. No. There's a literal horror sequence in this film where Dr. Octopus's arms come alive on their own and murder a bunch of doctors and nurses. Pretty brutal, but it kind of makes sense. I mean, Spider-Man is not just for kids. It's for every age. That's why Stanley even made it. It was just for kids all around, teenagers, adults, you know, whatever. He's a nerdy kid who can't get his life together. And actually in this film, he does abandon the Spider-Man thing for like 10 minutes of screen time, I think, maybe more. You know, you got that freeze frame. I might pull it up here, but yeah. You have that stupid freeze frame that they do. You have the raindrop on the head or whatever. You have him eating a sandwich while while police chase is going down. You know, all the iconic things. And then you also have J. Jonah Jameson. You know, he was kind of, I feel like, I don't know why, but I did not like him in this film as much as the first one. You know, he was kind of just there. His son is the one who gets with Mary Jane as like emotional blackmail for Peter. And oh my god, I actually liked the guy. Like, he was fine. He was the actor who played him really well. Just Mary Jane. If Mary Jane wasn't such a beach, maybe he would have been better. But you know, issue, yeah. At the end of the movie, you know, Mary Jane leaves him for Peter, of course. You know, you have the final swing scene in here, and the final swing in this film is absolutely fantastic. I did not talk about the first one. Sorry about that. I should mention that next time. I'll mention that if I do another retrospective of this. But yeah, the final swing scenes in the first two movies are so good, and they're beautifully used with the score. And the score here is actually really easy to dissect. You have a score for everyone. You have a score for Peter. You have a score for MJ and Peter. You also have a score for Doctor Octopus, of course. And the scores being dissected is easy to do in the first movie too. You have a score for Norman. You have a score for Harry. You have a score for everything. And Harry in this film is really revenge driven. He wants to kill Spider-Man. Like, he wants him dead. And since the whole experiment with Dr. Octopus failed and he lost a bunch of tritium, a lot of money, he tells Doc Ock to go get Spider-Man, and he'll give him the tritium, to do his project, or have the power of the sun in the palm of his hands, or whatever. That it's all very well done, though. I mean, there's nothing really crazy. There is one scene in this film that is driving me up the wall, is when Dr. Octopus is climbing up the building, kidnapping Aunt May, and this woman is just screaming at the top of her lungs. Like, it drove me nuts. Even as a kid, I got drove nuts by it. Now that I'm a film nerd and I pay attention to more, that drives me still nuts, and I'm not sorry about that. But, you also have Dr. Connors more. Well, we actually meet him in this film, and he's good. He's very good, actually. I like the guy who plays him. I wish Spider-Man 4 did happen, so we can at least see something of the Lizard, but that never happened. I feel like this Lizard would have been great. You also have the very obvious train fight scene that everyone talks about this film on, and it is great. It is a great fight scene. You also have Aunt May giving some motivational speeches, which were pretty sappy, but they get the job done, and they actually make you feel something. Mary Jane is, or not Mary Jane. Okay. Aunt May is struggling financially, and she needs a lot of help, but Peter can't really help her because he's a broke college student. You have Dr. Dickovich, I think that's how you say it. He was supposed to be a retired Kraven the Hunter, but never went through because Spider-Man 4 never happened. You have that. He's fine, I guess. He's just annoying because he's just Rent. You have Rent. I'll talk about him more in the third movie. He was annoying, but it kind of made sense for the plot and whatever. He was just there because he's the landlord, I believe, or owner of whatever. You know what? I'm done. Spider-Man also has a bunch of weight in his shoulders in this film. He does lose his powers for a short amount of time, so you also have Peter Parker banning Spider-Man, the Spider-Man alter ego, for a little bit. J. Jonah Jameson, of course, steals his suit and wears it in the extended cut. If you guys want to find that somewhere, watch it, because it's actually really well done and it makes sense. Adds more to the story, I guess, if you want to say. What else? Oh, gosh. Yeah. It just adds to the story and adds to the plot and adds to everything. I love this film to death. It's my favorite Spider-Man sequel of all time, but there is some very, you can kind of nitpick. Mary Jane was kind of the worst part of this whole film, and I wish she never got involved, but, she's the love interest, so she has been involved. There's a few things I would do differently with this film. It's still perfect. It's still the reason why this trilogy is perfect. And, this movie does make a culture impact in a way, because it kind of set the standard for sequels to superhero movies, and I don't think any sequel has lived up to it. Unless you want to count Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I mean, I guess you can count that, but I wouldn't even say that lives up to this film. You also have, of course, you have Spider-Man Far From Home, which does terrible as a sequel. I wish Tom Holland got done better, but whatever. You also have TASM 2, which sucked. I'll talk about TASM 2 in a later video. I think I actually crap all over it in my Spider-Man movie ranking, if you guys are going to watch that. But I crap all over it because it's not a good film. But what else? I like all the story arcs in this movie. I mean, Mary Jane's story arc, of course, sucks, but I like every other one. Peter Parker slash Spider-Man story arc is really well done. You have his griefs for Uncle Ben is still there very clearly. The cafe scene, Mary Jane tries to ask Peter for a kiss, and then Doc Ock sabotages it, I guess. I feel like Mary Jane asking for a kiss was a little bit weird because she was engaged, but you can't really do anything about that. That's not really Sam Raimi's fault. It might have been Sam Raimi's fault. I don't know. And that's when Peter gets his powers back because Mary Jane's in danger, basically like Mario with Princess Peach. Gets his powers back because the plot demands him to. Whatever. Train fight starts, whatever. That train fight is very, very, very much a standard for how Spider-Man fight scenes should be done, and I love it. You got a lot of things here that I could probably go over and dissect and whatever, but let's move on to Spider-Man 3. I'm going to give you guys like a minute to breathe. All right, microphone change, and also now Spider-Man 3 time. This film stars Tobey Maguire, Kristen Dunst, not Willem Dafoe, James Franco, Topher Grace, whatever else. Topher Grace was, of course, shoved into the movie. You also have James Hayden Church, or that's something like that. I can't think of the name. But you have those guys. In this film, basically, Peter Parker has an inflated ego. Gwen Stacy comes in the plot. Sandman is supposed to be the main villain. Venom gets shoved in. The symbiote gets shoved in. Dr. Connors is, of course, of concern. Bully Maguire. All the good things about this film. I'm not gonna just say that's the only good things. Okay, let's actually get into this. Sorry, this is like 5 minutes after I actually filmed Spider-Man 2 part of this. After this film, by the way, it's just going to be more updates. I mean, I want to make this video the longest I possibly can, but I don't think it's going to be as long as I expected it to be. But I guess, here we go. I guess we'll just see how long I talk for. You also have J.K. Simmons, of course, in this film again. But let's go on. Spider-Man 3 is just, Peter Parker gets an inflated ego, kind of goes haywire with that, drives his friends away. Harry's revenge driven because he knows now that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. He's completely revenge driven. He at the beginning of the movie is actually shown a little bit. You have him taking the performance enhancers that his father took in the first film, and he kind of goes crazy. Aunt May is living in a 1-bedroom apartment like she should be because she's, old and she needs her own place, and she can afford the rent of the last movie or the last house, and that was actually explained in the second movie, which I didn't go into detail on. That's good. Her financial situation, I believe, is probably good. And Peter Parker, of course, wants to get engaged to Mary Jane, because she just totally did not have, the chance to get married or anything, but I digress. Mary Jane in this film is fine. She's tolerable, just really stupid at times. You have Aunt May, of course. She's just on her own, I guess, at this point. She's only shown 5 minutes, and I think she's only shown for 5 minutes and then is out of the film for the rest of it. Oh, never mind. She gets shown a few more times. The symbiote is pushed in here. Gets stuck onto his bike or whatever that he had in the last movie. Gets stuck onto the back of that. Follows him home. Peter Parker's kind of arc in this film is kind of trying to get revenge for Uncle Ben, even though Uncle Ben died 2 movies ago. But I digress. His revenge, he still wants revenge. They find out that Flint Marko was the actual killer instead of the last guy. I forget the guy's name. But Peter Parker gets a little angry, kind of crashes out, kind of wants to get revenge. And Spider-Man in this film is good and all. When the symbiote actually gets onto him, I love the score by Christopher Young. Christopher Young composes this film, so it's a little different from, Danny Elfman. It's a little different, but it's okay. He does great with the symbiote score, and I love the Venom theme in this film. You also have Sandman. He's good. Christian Hayden Church, I remember his name. Christian Hayden Church does great as Sandman, even though he was done dirty. He did great. I love him in this role. I think he did good. Topher Grace, forgettable, really forgettable actually. I mean, and I forget who plays Gwen Stacy. She's, I guess, tolerable. She's just really annoying because she, kisses Spider-Man even though she knows she shouldn't because she's with Eddie Brock. Peter Parker makes dumb decisions in the film by kissing Gwen Stacy when he knows he's in a relationship with Mary Jane. Plays a little stupid with her. Mary Jane leaves him for like 5 minutes and then comes right back because, because Mary Jane can't stay on with this guy. But, and also sorry for the different microphone quality. It's I know it's probably a little crappy, but we're just going to deal with it. Sorry about that little pause in there. Anyway, moving on. You get, making all the dumb. This film is very stupid, and I can kind of see why, but Sony kind of put their grubby little hands on this film, and it kind of ruined it for Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi did want to make a Spider-Man 4, and I think Venom would have been included way later, but he didn't know anything about Venom making this film, and it shows. The symbiote was done very badly in this film. I did like the Black Spider-Man suit, don't get me wrong. I think that suit's great. I love that suit to death. I also love the, red and blue, though. That's Spider-Man for me. The new composer does throw me off a little bit. I mean, some of the scores don't sound the same. I mean, the original score made by Danny Elfman is kept intact, and I like that. Christopher Young does make the symbiote score, and like I said earlier, I love that score. Mary Jane in this film, like I said earlier, she's tolerable. She does kind of get some development, I guess. There is a fight scene in here where Harry gets short-term memory loss, I guess, or long-term memory loss, if you want to say, and is like free as a bird, as he would say. He's kind of free as a bird for like good 20 minutes of the film. And him and MJ have a little moment, kiss. Mary Jane, of course, feels bad because she's stupid. But, she kind of can't, I don't know. She was angry, I guess, at Peter. Like, you know what, you kiss me, go ahead and say, I'm going to kiss your best friend. Like, that's kind of what I saw for motive to kiss his best friend. After the kiss with Mary Jane, Harry kind of gets his memory back. Whatever, or it gets his memory back because of his father appearing in the mirror, which I loved. That was a great sequence. That made sense. It was a good motive. Gets memories, whatever. Goes over to MJ's house, jumps her, says, "You got to do this for me, or else you'll die, or Peter will die, or whatever garbage." And just a lot of stuff. What is it? Sorry again for the pause. I just lost train of thought, so I paused. All right. Anyway, moving on. You kind of get what Harry is going for. Venom doesn't really become Venom until like an hour in after the Bully Maguire sequence, which everyone knows. Dickovich actually was used better in this film than the first one or the second film. He's definitely used better here. He was kind of like that punching bag for Peter when he gets the symbiote infected on him. Yeah, he was basically the punching bag. Like, I'm not gonna pay rent until you fix this damn door. You know the scene. The line. Peter kind of lashes out. He's kind of angry for like a good 20-30 minutes. You get emo Spider-Man. He does end up getting revenge on Flint Marko, but Flint Marko comes back because he's Sandman. It doesn't matter. I want to talk about the final fight scene in this. The final fight scene in this film is actually really good. I like it. Mary Jane's stuck in a taxi, like 500 feet above ground in black web. Peter sees it on the TV after just getting out of the symbiote, notices it, says, "All right, I'm gonna go save my wife," I guess. And goes and tries to save her. Can't do it alone, so, Sandman starts crushing him, almost killing him. Harry says, "What's up?" You have that fight scene with Harry and Peter, or Bully Maguire, as you want to call him, in, like, I don't know. You have it, like, 20 minutes earlier before the final action scene starts. Because Peter ends up lashing out at MJ physically, and it doesn't end well. He's like, I don't know who I am, rings off the symbiote off his body. It goes off to Eddie, who is already grieving because Peter ruined his whole career, basically. Said, if you want forgiveness, get religion. Eddie asks for the death of Peter Parker, whole thing. Symbiote gets infected to him, whatever. He goes, recruits Flint Marko. They hatch a plan. Eddie Brock kidnaps Mary Jane in a taxi, and you kind of have that. That's kind of the whole thing. That's kind of how the final climax starts. But anyway, Sandman is beating Peter Parker or Spider-Man to an absolute pulp. Can't really do anything about it. Peter can't really do anything about it because he's literally being held down on the throat by Venom. And anyway, and also I don't like how Venom is growling while it's going on. I guess he's very satisfied with what he's doing because he wanted the death of Peter Parker, and I guess he got it. But Harry throws one of those bombs that disintegrated people in the first movie that his dad used on the board of directors. Throws it at Sandman's dome, and it blows a part of Sandman up. Peter gets rescued because Harry comes in and slaps the absolute crap out of Venom. Then Sandman gets reason, and, Spider-Man has to fight Venom, whatever. You have that whole team-up sequence, and it's really well done with Harry, and you also have, Peter teaming up for the first time in the movie, and it's great. I love it. Mary Jane gets saved by Peter, of course, because that's his wife. Sorry, I'm gonna keep saying that as a joke. But later down the line, I guess Peter gets in another web, literally, and Harry jumps in front of the glider that died the same way his dad did, impaled on his own glider, and it's very well done to me. And I think it's like the first time I actually almost cried in a movie because, that hit me hard because I really do like Harry Osborn in these films. He's a well-done character, and I really, really did like his short little villain arc. I think that was well done. I don't think it was like shoved too much into the movie. I mean, it was shoved in, of course, but it wasn't too shoved to where I felt like, oh, this is terrible, I don't like it, but no, it's good, it's fine. The only thing I would actually say was terrible was Venom was shoved in, and if I had to change the movie, I would take out Venom entirely and have Harry Osborn and Sandman kind of be the villain the villain and side villain. Harry Osborn being the side villain, of course, Sandman being the main, because I feel like Sandman could have been a really good villain if given enough time to be that good villain. This film doesn't really make a cultural impact or anything. It's not like a standard. It doesn't set a standard or anything. It's more of a setting a standard for Sony to stop putting their freaking fingers on things that aren't theirs. They did this with Venom. They did this, or literally the movie Venom, 2018 film. They did this with a lot of other movies. I'm not going to get into all of that, but if you want to go watch that, go watch someone else's video on that. But anyway, this film's very, very good. Honestly, I think it's the most rewatchable film. It might be like garbage to most people, but this is a guilty pleasure to me. It's not like a really good film. I'm a little dramatic, but it has a lot of good things going for it. It executed wrong, I guess. And Sam Rami got done dirty on this film. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Okay, I think I'm done talking about the films. I'm just gonna tell you guys straight up what the channel is going towards. My John Wick review should be out Thursday. I'm gonna record that probably later tomorrow, and I'll probably upload it by Thursday. If not, it'll be out by Tuesday. The Amateur, I did review that film while walking home from it. I have that video ready, and I can release it at any point. I will release it after this film goes, or after this video goes up. This video is gonna be way shorter than I anticipated. I wanted this video to be like an hour or so, but couldn't make it happen. Maybe at some point I'll do a retrospective with Hades Lord or something like that, and we'll talk about a bunch of we'll just do a discussion, I guess, if you want to say it, like a live stream. I don't know, whatever you guys want. I am enjoying YouTube again. I will say that I am enjoying doing this again. Since I figured out how to do the footage and I knew how to do the voiceovers, I'm gonna start doing. I want to do more content. Just takes me a little bit. I take a while to think of ideas. If you guys want some more rankings, let me know. I have a few rankings cooking up, I think, but I don't know. I had a Pixar ranking ready to go, but ended up canceling it because my tier list got deleted, so I quit that. That's done. The trilogy ranking, like I canceled a few months back, is not happening. Sorry. The Daredevil reviews might happen. I really want to do them, but it's just, I don't know if I have 10 minutes of content to talk about, because I really like doing those reviews. It's just, I don't have enough content to talk about. So maybe let me research a little more into Daredevil, or rewatch the seasons, or season 2 and season 3 exactly, because I need to watch those 2 seasons to get the reviews done. Some of my videos might go on public or private, or on private, not deleted, but private. I was saying about putting my Lucifer movie ranking on private because I really don't think that ranking's good. I might do a vlog where I go watch Revenge of the Sith. I mean, I'm not going to record my whole experience. I'm going to go with Hades Lord and one other friend, and I don't think I want to record all that. But it'll be a short little vlog. I might do like a live stream or something. I don't know. I should start doing live streams more. Again, I want to do another live. I would love to do a live stream. Just I don't know what I'm going to live stream about. If you guys want to do like a debate or something, I could do that. Yeah, I'm enjoying content creation again, and I'm going to do this as a hobby. I'm not going to do this as full time, so I'm not going to be like promising anything now. I'm kind of done doing that because I always lie and then I push it back and I keep pushing it back. Procrastination sucks. But you know, it is what it is. I hope you guys kind of enjoy this. I know it was a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but, you know, I got 30 minutes of talking out, and hope that's enough for you guys. There's a season 7 Arrow will probably not be out in July. That's a little crazy, but I'll upload that soon. Or season 5. Yeah, season 5, season 6 will probably uploaded the week after season 5, because I need to get those reviews done. The Arrow season reviews, I need to get those done. Arrow season 3 reviews, the last one, and that was with Hades Lord, and that was fun to film and all, but I want to get those done as soon as possible, because those take forever to do. Well, they don't take forever, they just are tiring to do. And after the Arrow season reviews are done, I honestly probably believe I'm probably going to take another break from YouTube. Like, I'm not going to, like, be doing content as much. I mean, those Arrow season reviews are already tiring as is, and this retrospective took forever to do, and took kind of forever to prepare for, because this footage that you're seeing right now is duplicated multiple times. The footage took forever to cut down and trim and whatever, and cut, because I had to screen record it, and, yeah, you know how that goes. Okay, so I think this video just surpassed my longest video. That was kind of the whole goal. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this. I know it was not a lot of retrospecting, but a lot more talking about the movie and recapping it. So I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this. I'll see you on the next one, I guess. I don't know when that'll be. Probably in John Wick and The Amateur, but hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye.